Oh, hello and welcome to this video. I want to talk about Tesla in this video. So before I look at Tesla, let's have a look at the sector Tesla is in, which is consumer discretionary sector. In S&P 500, XLY represents the consumer discretionary sector. You notice that this sector it's been under pressure in 2022, and in 2023 it's gradually moving higher. Since forming this low, it formed a higher low here, but it's moving kind of sideways. Now the issue with the consumer discretionary is that this sector tends to do well when the economy is growing, but underperforms when economy slows down or if there is a recession. So at the moment we have a debate as to whether or not we're going to have recession and what kind of recession it would be. There are some investors who believe that we're going to have a soft landing, and others believe that we're going to have hard landing. As a result of this, performance in this sector has been lackluster. Obviously, data in coming months would provide better indication whether or not we have a soft landing or whether we have hard landing. So that's the macro background. And Tesla and Amazon are the two dominant companies in this sector. So now let's get back to Tesla. So having discussed the macro environment briefly, so this is Tesla weekly chart. Now Tesla had a good week. It was up over 7% this week. You'll notice that since reaching a low right here, it's been making weekly higher highs. So that's positive. But despite that, the overall weekly trend remains down. You can see the series of lower highs still in place. So the overall structure price action still remains negative. If we look at the momentum indicators, there are some improvement in momentum indicators. You can see RSI has closed above the 50 level. The only issue is that it hasn't been able to stay above 50 level for too long over the last 1 year. Since falling below the 50 level right here, you can see it stays above the 50 for a brief period of time and then falls back. For momentum to remain positive, RSI must be above 50. When RSI is above 50, generally we see positive price action. If you look at right here, from here to here, this point when RSI was above 50, we see positive price action. So I'll be watching to see whether or not this can stick, whether it falls back like this way, similar to what happened previously. So that's one. The other thing is that MACD, you can see, is gradually moving higher, but it needs to clear the zero line. This is the zero line. Since falling below this level right here, it hasn't been able to move above the zero line. You can see that during the growth phase when Tesla was bulling, MACD was above the zero line. So it hasn't done so, but it is gradually moving in that direction. So that's progress. So that's a weekly look at Tesla. More work needs to be done on price action, but some improvement on momentum. Now we have a month end coming up, so let's have a quickly look at the monthly chart just to see what can we see. So on a monthly basis, if I bring in the moving averages, you can see that this month Tesla is trying to reclaim the monthly 20 EMA, which is the yellow line, but it remains below the monthly 20 EMA, which is the green line, and the green line is around 219. So Tesla needs to clear both of those for the price action to start to become positive again. You can see the monthly RSI is below 50. So the first thing we need to see is for it to get back above the 50 level. You can see MACD is still falling. So more work needs to be done on a monthly basis. So we'll see where things end up next week. Next Wednesday is the month end. And now coming back to the daily chart. So this is the daily chart. So what do we see on a daily basis? I mean, overall, you can see that it's kind of trading in this zone. Since reaching this low, you can see that it's been making, it made a higher low right here. And it filled the gap right here. If I bring in the moving averages on a daily basis, you can see that the price is now above the daily 20 and 50, which is positive, but it remains underneath the 200-day moving average. This is the 200-day moving average. Of the FANG stocks, Tesla is the only stock which hasn't yet taken out the 200-day moving average. All other FANG stocks, Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, all of them are above their 200-day moving average. I think Tesla can challenge the 200-day moving average in not too distant future. I say that because I'm seeing improvement on momentum indicators on a daily basis. You can see that MACD is crossing above the zero line right here. RSI has moved above the 50 level and holding on a daily basis. So momentum indicators definitely are positive on a daily basis. And price action is also improving. You can see the higher low being formed. So I am looking for a test of the 200-day moving average. And given the momentum at the moment on a daily basis, I wouldn't be surprised if Tesla takes out the 200-day moving average. If Tesla can take out the moving average and stay above this, I think that would be a positive sign. Now, from a price action point of view, obviously this is an important level. From a weekly perspective, as we just discussed, these two are key levels. So let me get rid of the moving average. These two are key levels. You can see rejection right here. This is around 208. So this level is around 208 and this is around 217. So those would be the two levels. If Tesla is able to take out those two levels, then from a weekly perspective, what happens is that this then becomes a weekly higher low. Then instead of having, so if I go back to the weekly chart for a second right here, so instead of then having series of lower highs, then you're going to have weekly higher low. So that would begin to change the structure on a weekly time frame. So these two levels are important from a not just from a daily perspective, but from a weekly perspective also. But from a daily perspective, the price action looks positive to me right now. Momentum indicators are looking positive to me. So I definitely think that Tesla has a good chance of taking out this 200-day moving average. And after that, we'll see whether or not how Tesla deals with these two levels. So I'll leave it at that. I'll come back with an update again in not too distant future. So do subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Thank you very much for watching the video.